Here's a quick guide to help you master your pull-ups. The pull-up can be broken down into four parts: the initial hang, the first 50% of the movement, the second 50% or the lockout, and then the descent or negative portion of the movement. The first thing we need to focus on is our grip strength via the dead hang. We need to be able to hang there before we can actually do a pull up. So, building up the time that we can hang from a bar is going to build us confidence throughout the entire motion and make us feel like we are secure and not going to fall from the rep. Being able to do dead hangs in your workouts near the end after you've done your general strength building exercises will increase that grip strength. And then you can supplement that with other grip strength exercises such as plate pinches or farmer's carries, anything else that is going to get you a strong boulder grip. So when you are hanging from a pull up bar, you won't have any issues with slipping off. The second thing we need to focus on is the first 50% of the movement, or mainly focusing on getting our back activated. A lot of people complain that they don't have the arm strength to do a pull up when really they're just not getting their back activated enough and have that do most of the heavy lifting. When you're in your dead hang, you then need to focus on pushing your shoulder blades down and getting a real good squeeze onto your back and your lats. And that way you can use that to springboard yourself upward into the pull up. We need to focus on getting that activated through things such as dead hangs into active hangs, where you're kind of shrugging up and down. This is now getting your back activated and primed. So that way, when you actually go to start the pull up motion, your back is engaged and you're able to move yourself upward. Add this into your exercise again near the end, similar like your dead hangs. So that way, you know that you're able to start launching yourself upward when you're going into a pull up. The third portion is another one that people struggle with, and that is the last 50% or the locking out portion of the pull up. When you're doing a pull up, you need a lot of forearm strength at the top of the movement, and a lot of people don't have that strength yet. So there's two ways that you can get around this. First is increasing how explosive you are at the bottom of the movement. If you're able to shrug and get that back to spring out of the bottom portion, you don't need as much energy at the top to actually use your forearms solely to lock yourself out. So if you get better at your shrugs and are able to exaggerate that more and can be very explosive at the bottom, then you won't need as much grip strength when you get to the top. The second is just general strength exercises. You can use a band to help push yourself upward. This is going to reduce the amount of effort you need to use at the beginning portion of the pulling movement, and then you can focus on building strength as you get closer to the top of the movement. It really just comes down to conserving that energy at the start of the movement and then focusing on building up strong forearms at the end. Outside of doing these assisted pull ups, you can also think of things like hammer curls or doing TRX rows or single arm TRX rows in order to build up that individual forearm strength. So that way you can have confidence when you're pushing towards the top of the movement. Lastly, we have the fourth part of the movement, which is the negative portion. And a lot of people will find this to be the easiest because there's no new technique that's added, there's no additional strength. Gravity is helping you go downward. The downside is gravity is helping you go downward. Your entire body weight is going to start crashing more towards the earth, which is not great for your joints. And it could potentially create a lot of effort onto your wrists, your shoulders, and your elbows. So making sure that when you are coming down from a movement, whether it's your pull-ups or assisted pull-ups, that you're focusing on doing your best to control the movement is important. Think about now squeezing the bar even harder just to make sure you slow down that movement, using your forearms, biceps, etc. to be able to slow that movement so that way you are reducing the burden that is going to be onto your joints as you come crashing down. Ultimately, if you want to improve at getting better at pull ups, you need to do pull ups. Spending some time on a pull up bar, doing things like your hangs, your shrugs, assisted pull ups, or even doing your full pull ups once you've mastered it is going to be critical. Adding other movements like TRX rows, where you are doing a pulling movement and your body has to engage, is also pretty important. So make sure that if you want to keep getting better at these movements, you are specifically working towards it and you're not trying to throw this at the end of a workout where you just try to jump up on a bar after you're tired from doing a bunch of bicep curls and trying to haphazardly do a couple of reps before the end of the day. Focus on it and you'll be rewarded greatly. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe to the channel for future videos. Leave a comment down below on what advice you would give to someone or areas that you're particularly struggling with that I can assist with, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Have a good one, everyone.